Hey guys, it's your girl JD and welcome back to my channel for another episode of JChats. Now, before I go any further, I want to remind you, don't forget to comment and subscribe. And you know what? Click like. I'll appreciate that. Akosua Darden Edwards has won awards for Social Entrepreneur of the Year in Trinidad and Tobago and Caribbean Female Social Entrepreneur of the Year from the Global Innovation Partners. Akosua offers entrepreneurial and business support with a message of unconditional self-love and living a life in love and personal power. Akosua has blessed us with 3 books thus far. Most recently, she delivered her journal. However, her first book was titled, What Did I Learn Today? This was published in 2013. She followed up with her second novel, Niabo, Madame, Why Are You Here? Today, the Gender and Entrepreneurship Specialist Akosua is the founder of the Enabling Enterprise Project, which collaborates with women's businesses support agencies, policymakers, and women entrepreneurs worldwide. Akosua has traveled across the globe. Such countries include Tanzania, India, Grenada, Kenya, Uganda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Colombia, and other parts of the world, working with women and young entrepreneurs, being on the ground in communities to see firsthand the impact of the beauty of the human spirit. This is what drove her to begin working in rural communities and developing countries. Today I'm pleased to share with you my conversation with Akosua Darden Edwards in another episode of JChats. Hi guys, welcome to JChats, another edition where I get the opportunity to chat with many of Trinidad and Tobago's and even those internationally, those within the creative industries. Today I have with me my very good friend Akosua Darden Edwards, author and also a gender and entrepreneurship specialist, and well, ever so often I call her a globetrotter because Akosua has been all over the globe, as you would have heard in the bio. So hi and welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming today to chat with me.
Nice to have you here. Thank you for welcoming us, the entire team, into your home as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Akosua, there's so much I know about you already, but I do want the world to find out so much more in this JChat special today about the author who has already distributed 2 books, and there's one already there that's going to be launched pretty soon. Yes?
It's a journal.
Journal.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Daily Lessons, which is the journal you speak about coming out later on this year. Niabo, one of those words I had to learn over and over. Remember that?
I remember.
Courtesy.
You did well. You did well.
Right?
Yes.
Niabo, which is Madame, Why Are You Here? And the first book that I think really introduced me to you is What Did I Learn Today? I'm telling you, out of this, it slapped me into reality a bit. Lessons on the journey of unconditional self-love. So Akosua, tell us about you first off. Who is Akosua Darden Edwards outside of the hat of being the author and all those great titles that you have?
Well, you know, that question has been asked to me on many occasions, and what the thing that I take from that question, because I literally found the answer to that in a naughty corner.
You did?
I did.
Literal naughty corner.
Literal naughty corner. I was just more or less running away from Trinidad.
Right.
Because I thought I was a failure. Because my definition of success is having a lot of things.
Right.
And I had all the things and I lost it. And I went to do a training session in Uganda, East Africa, and I got there, you know, all looking all nice and dressed up and with all the gadgets. And firstly, there was no power. And they're like, well, where are you going with all this?
So you off with the laptop, everything?
Yeah, the laptop.
And you felt like you were just...
Yeah, I was balling, you know, all the new stuff. And they said to me, Madam, there's no power here.
Wow.
And that was the first response. I said, so what am I gonna do? And she said, well, you better get creative. And that was before I met the group. And I'm walking up to meet the group, and the head of the village, she came and she asked me, "Madam, who are you?" And I said, you know, I'm rattling off, I'm a Akosua.
And all the things that you have
yeah,
done,
and
achieved.
you know, I came to train you. And she said, "Madam, who are you?" Okay. "Madam, who are you?" So I'm thinking, well, it's probably my accent.
Yes.
And she said, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "Well, yes, you are the president of the Village and Savings Association." "No, I am the conduit through which this village will improve through education and love. From that comes what I do and what I earn.
Right.
Sit over there and you decide who you are, and when you know, you come back and you tell us."
So that's the naughty corner.
Send me to the naughty corner. Hour and a half, I'm there thinking, all I can write is my name and who I was and where I work, sorry. And after about the hour and a half, I decided, you know, let me get serious. And I sat there and I thought about, okay, who am I really without the things? Who do I even want to be? And in that corner, I came up with an abbreviated version is, I am love and I'm here in service. And that's how I like to think who I am now, because all the decisions that I make come from that space. I know I am love, meaning I come from the source of all things. I am able to do anything that I put my mind to, but bottom line, I'm here to serve and do that with love.
So Akosua, you just told us about the naughty corner, how you got into that and what you learned in that naughty corner, finding out truly who you are and not acknowledging what you've achieved in your lifetime. So coming out of that naughty corner and putting it into this book titled, What Did I Learn Today? Lessons of My Journey to Unconditional Self-Love. What can we, the readers, find here that from your experience connect to us in some way to teach us something?
Well, I think two things. One, being yourself, being authentic. And that means showing up as yourself all the time. Not just one way for work, one way for a date, one way for, you know, just be yourself. And the real ones will stick around. The second thing is listen to your intuition. I mean, this book is really about how I recovered from a very, very fake life where I believed, I mean, from the outside looking in, I had everything. You know, I had the
definition of happiness.
Yeah, the big job and the lovely husband and the cars and the, you know, the things, and it was a show. Not to say that it wasn't happy all the time, right? But it was a show, and I felt so trapped and afraid to tell anyone that, listen, I'm drowning, listen, this is not what it seems. So wait, you just making me think for a second. Before this trip to Uganda, you were feeling trapped within that happiness? Yes. And I was in it. Right. And I knew it was making me crazy, like insane, but I had to keep up the appearances, and I had to, even for myself, because for me I was successful and I was pretty young, so that made it even more phenomenal in other people's eyes. But to me, I was just doing what I set out to do, and then it came crashing down, and my first instinct was to run away. And I've learned, you know, you take you where you go. So I ran away. Yeah, that's so true. And I was still me in a different country. Then I was still me in Uganda. And then I was forced to now take stock and say, okay. That lesson itself is hard. Yeah. Because I'm hearing you there and I'm thinking about myself. I have
ran away many times, and you do that to go to another country to try and find something else, but you're still going to be stuck with you.
Yeah.
And I love that point you just stated there. But is it that in this book we can find exercises for us to learn that lesson like you did?
Yeah, what I did in the book, it's a tell-all. Right. You know, it was pretty raw. And,
yeah, you did tell us about some situations.
Right. So I talked about how I was feeling. I talked about, and I never told anyone. So it's like everything in there, I just let it out. And at the end, I talked about how I took that experience and turned it into something which I could use in my life. So there's some chapters at the end where there are some exercises, and then at the end of the book there are a lot of resources which I've used to
help you.
To help me. And I mean, one thing that I learned is everybody has a story, and there's a power in that story, but it depends on how you tell the story. Because if you tell it like, oh, I'm a victim, no, oh, it's this one's fault, and hey, you're going nowhere fast. But if you tell it in a way which will, let's say, empower you and empower someone else, or you demonstrate that, okay, I've done this, I've been through this, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, then that helps everyone.
So you saw no issue with letting us, the readers, know about those things that some people would like to keep a secret.
No, because I know almost everybody going through the same thing, or went through the same thing that I went through, but some people are not ready to talk about it, they're not equipped, they don't have the tools, they don't want to talk about it, they're ashamed. So if I could help one person, or if somebody could resonate with what I've been through, then I think I've done something good in the world.
Now, I wish we could stick on this book, but you've got so many other books. I remember you, Niabo, Madam, Why You Here. Quickly tell us about this one. And I also want to know in just a few minutes how our viewers can certainly get these books.
Sure. So this book is Niabo, Madam, Why Are You Here? It was really about my story being in East Africa, working with those women, and really learning about that definition of who I was, love and service. And it's so funny that any of the villages that I went to, they would ask me, Madam, why are you here? And you know, the first couple of times I would say I was here to work, and some would laugh at me, and I would be confused. And then others would watch me like I'm crazy, and then others would be silent. And then in the end, it all came down to, you people are always talking about work, work, work. That is not why you are here. And don't get into the habit of thinking that you are here only for work. So this book is really just the stories of learning from them. I learned so much from them. The first book was what I learned.
So that's about you.
Yeah,
this is like,
yeah. And so many wonderful stories.
So can I ask you a question then? How or what can you say as to why? Talking to our viewers, why are we here? Why am I here? I know these are questions that I have to ask myself, but can you go through the process, a quick process of what was applied to you to find out why you were there in East Africa at that time?
So when I analyze it, or when I look back, you are here to do what you do best. There's some things that each and every one of us was born with, that we do naturally, that we would do for free, that we would do forever. You know, time would pass and we would still be doing it. And we run from it because one, it either doesn't make us money, it's unpopular, it is not the status quo, and we become miserable. But the thing is, when you do the thing that you are here for, you bring joy to yourself, and you bring joy to the people around you, and you don't live this sufferation, frustrated life.
Because you came out of the corporate world of doing a lot of the big things, and now you're doing a lot of traveling, and you're an author. So is it that you're one of those that are now pursuing your passion, and this is where the true happiness lies, not in all the credits you received because you were an accountant at one time, and that in itself is a pretty good job, but now, not saying that being an author is not, but this is where you would say you're truly happy because you're working behind the passion.
That's a good question. I would say sometimes your passion don't really pay you. It's just reality. But still do it because you are doing what you love, and if you are happy to go to work after you do your passion, everybody benefits. But I think for me, I believe that I'm serving the world in what I'm doing in my own little way. It may not be my passion, but I think it's my purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you define it too, if you tell us?
Well,
is that a hard question?
That's a hard question, man. I think most times the two are the same.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want to discourage people from doing their passion because I just said it may not pay you. I'm saying do it. I'm saying do it because you don't really have a choice. A lot of people who you see walking around bitter and twisted and dirty and unhappy, it's because they're running from the thing that they were born to do, their purpose, their passion, because it doesn't look the way they want it to look. In my case, I said the difference between my passion and my purpose because sometimes it's not really passionate,
right.
It's something that I feel I am driven to do, and I love doing it. I love doing it. And, I think my passion is probably eating bacon, lying down by the beach, and
I see you doing, and you're very much connected to nature, so I can tell that's your passion too. Always out there doing your things with nature.
Yeah.
So we mentioned 2 books, Nero, Madame, Why Are You Here? What Did I Learn Today? Quickly tell us about this one that's coming out pretty soon. I know is it out or is it's what did you say to me in definition of this? Is it coming out? Is it something that we're gonna already there that we could find at the bookstores?
So I launched a limited edition set of journals earlier this year, January this year, and it's really following on from What Did I Learn Today. Every day there's a saying. So every month there's a theme. So January will be authenticity, February intuition, March gratitude. So every day you have a saying and a little space to express yourself.
I'm seeing that at the end you have I believe, I feel. So after this is to be done at the tail end of the day, and the first part would be
however you want. Yeah, however, what makes you feel comfortable.
So how soon can we get, because you said limited edition?
Yeah, so we're officially gonna be launching it in 2018.
Nice.
And I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna be one of the best things that I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right, so this is coming out in 2018. These are already out. Tell our viewers where we can certainly get these books.
Okay, so both books are available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, BalboaPress.com, and Nigel Arakan Booksellers, Trinidad and Tobago.
And maybe we can connect with you somewhere as well to have a conversation like this and one of the outside. Because I see you speak on many forums throughout the world. Always, anytime you connect with Akosua, where are you? I'm not in the country at the minute. Tell me, Globetrotters. So, over the next few months, you're going to be doing just that as well, speaking at many of the forums.
Over the next few months, I have one which I'm really excited about. It's called WE Day, and that's an international an international conference, or I don't want to call it conference, but it's going to be bringing together some change makers, and we're going to talk about how we change the world in our own small way. Yeah, and wherever anyone calls me to talk, I go.
TED Talks too, I see.
Next year, you make me blush. Next year, continuing with my book tours every summer.
Right.
I would have a book tour. So this summer would be DC, next summer would be somewhere else in the US or wherever. Who's gracious enough to invite me. And I wanna also launch the journal in 2018. And also have a big project coming up.
Can you just give us a little thing?
Well, I want you to stay tuned, but this book, look out for this book in a production.
Excuse me. Nice.
And you've heard it here first.
On JChats.
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yes.
So how can our viewers get onto you? Social media is the way to go.
Social media and my website. Yes.
So what are your handles?
Instagram, Akosua D. Edwards. www.akosua.edwards.com is my website. Facebook, Akosua.edwards. And Twitter, it's AWECAPT.
Nice, and you're very active, and you of course would connect with your fans.
Yes.
Thank you.
Gotta connect with the fans.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you've got some more things carded for today, so we appreciate you letting us inside of your world.
Always a pleasure, always a pleasure.
I do want to get something from you in terms of reciting something from the book for our viewers in just a few minutes, so we shall dive into that.
Sure.
All right, so Akosua, we have 30 questions that I always give my interviewees when they come inside of JChats. So it's 30 questions. I shouldn't say you're not to answer all of them, but you are to choose a number from 1 to 30, and that will be assigned to a particular question, which you must answer.
I'm scared.
Don't worry, it's really... Okay, no, you should be worried.
Okay, I'll choose number 14.
Number 14. All right, so number 14 is, what's the best advice you've ever received? Not hard. It's easy, right?
The best advice I've ever received.
I guess it is hard. Oh, yeah, a lot.
I would. Can I give 2?
Of course.
Okay. So first one is, it ain't that serious.
Oh.
Just chill out. And the second one is, just do your best in the moment.
Right. Can I share one that you gave me?
I give you one?
Yeah, some years ago when we had that meeting, remember? One thing he said to me about achieving my goals and getting to that point of success, he said, Jay, you do have to put the work in. Do you remember that? And it's not just going to come to you. Yes, we think, oh, we're going to think about him. I want to be this and I want to be that, but we really have to put a lot of work in to get to where we need to get to. And I think that's what a lot of people, even some of the young ones today, not all of them, because our camera woman is not like that. She's extremely good, right? As well as the producer too. But that's another point. A lot of the young ones are in Trinidad and Tobago, and maybe internationally too, just think it comes that easy with no sort of work applied, heavy work applied. So that's a lesson that, trust me, I took from you, and a piece of advice I took from you. So I thank you for that. So you're going to read a piece from your book quickly for us in just a few minutes?
I am.
All right, which book are you looking to go to?
First one, what did I learn today?
What did I learn today? So when we come back, we're going to hear just a bit from the book.
So this is JChats. I am reading from my first book, What Did I Learn Today? Lessons on the Journey to Unconditional Self-Love. And this is from the chapter, Journey to Intuition. And I must say, this is the first time I am reading this to anyone. I have this bad habit of not rereading my books, but here goes. I moved back to Trinidad with the same attitude of working hard to achieve the goals stuck on the bathroom door and to fully execute Plan A. I worked most of the time and spent the rest of that with my family, safe in the knowledge that plan A was running and J was going nowhere and doing nothing. How wrong was I? We also maintained that at some point in the week, we will spend together doing something that we liked and keep up the date night. My goal was to finish a project at work. Many tried and failed, and I wanted to be the first one that completed it in the history of the company. I was working night and day, no date night, no holiday, just work until this was finished. Of course he would understand. Well, he said he did. When he introduced me to her, he said, she's a good friend. I would get along well with her. I didn't even give it a second thought. We spoke and it was quite a normal scene. Go to a party, okay, it's all good. She seemed nice, married with a baby and level-headed. I thought that since I was working that it would be good for him to hang out with them. They seem like a great family and he loves children. A win-win situation all around. The journey to balance started. I went to work as usual. The atmosphere was tense. My co-workers were whispering that a big change was supposed to happen and fast. I never paid attention to the whispers. I believed that if I worked hard, made goals, and continued to be a good person, that I would be protected. I had a bathroom wall full of goals. Plan A was working well, and I was, by my standards, a very good person. There's nothing to worry about. The phone rang in my office. I answered. Listen, it doesn't look good. Your name is being called in allegations of impropriety. Come and see what this report has. I laughed. Don't these people know that their tactics will never work on me? I headed upstairs to view the report. There was a presentation giving details of my wrongdoings addressed to the minister responsible for the portfolio. I looked at it. My insides felt as though they were being ripped out by a bush doctor while I was awake. What's this? This is absolute bollocks. Do they really believe all this? Who put this information together? Brian, the head of the legal department, believed it was a couple of our work colleagues who did it and made the presentation to the minister yesterday. As a result, I should respond. It's not true and they should know better. I refuse to dignify this. I absolutely refuse to dignify nonsense. I left the office and decided to go home. By the time I got home, my phone was ringing off the hook. Brian called and told me to turn on the television. I turned it on and there she was, the Prime Minister of the country, letting the public know that I would be dealt with immediately for my misdeeds. The rest of my insides that the bush doctor left was now scattered on the floor, right in front of the television. What is really going on here? Does she even know me? What is she talking about? Dealt with swiftly. I was a good person. I was doing my job. I called my boss. She told me to go to sleep and we will deal with it tomorrow. Sleep? Sleep, you see? My entire world seems to be crumbling and all you can tell me to do is go and sleep. I don't think I slept for more than an hour. The following day when I got to the office, my boss called me in. A security guard came to accompany me. I asked him, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm just following orders." She said to me, "There are casualties of war. You're a casualty. You have to leave. The security will escort you to your office to collect your stuff. You're young. You'll come out of this." I was numb. Am I dreaming? I didn't do anything. Casualties of war? What war? There's no need for an escort. I'm fine all by myself. I walked downstairs, collected my stuff, and thought that this was it. This was causing all this chaos in my life. What am I doing to attract all this negativity and stress? I called Jay. He had just moved out. He said he'd collect me and drop me home, but will not be staying. It's just a ride home. That statement pushed me over the edge. Dropped me off, didn't come out of the car and drove off. I stood in the kitchen pinching myself. I automatically switched to fix-it mode. How do I fix this? Nothing was coming to mind. My phone is ringing off the hook. My family, my friends calling me to find out if it was really me. I sat out in the yard all day, just sitting on the porch, watching the hills and doing nothing. I don't know how to fix this. Ruby called me. She asked if I would come and give her a lift home. I thought it would be a good distraction, make me clear my head. I arrived, she jumped in the car and she said, let's go to Arima, which is about an hour away. She wants me to drive there before going home, and there's someone she wants me to meet. I was apprehensive. We drove to Arima. We pulled up to a house with a 2-car garage and a porch. There was a big blow-up swimming pool in the yard and quite a few trees, mango, oranges, grapefruit and plums. We went to the porch and she introduced me to this man. She said that he's a minister in the church that she attends. I was apprehensive. I haven't been in a church for years, much less the house of a minister. We sat on the porch and the first thing he said to me, this one you cannot fix all by yourself. This one you would need some help. I broke down crying. How did he know I couldn't fix it? That is exactly what was on my mind all day. He said, it's okay. I know you're used to fixing it and having your own way, right? Now is the time to be willing to try another way. I responded, what about plan A? He said, time for another plan, one that involves more than you.
No matter the project you embark on, having a team is vital. So I'm going to say thank you very much to the team members here at JChats. You've got Nikita Henry, owner of Patriotic TT, local creative videographer DeAndre Wilson, Devon Leonard at Arc Media Limited, Daniil Trotman, makeup artist and owner of T-Zone Makeup Artistry, not forgetting the folks here at Spadonne Le Lounge. Thank you so much for your involvement. So we shall dive into that.
Sure.
Hot! Alright, so number 14 is... I need the question again.
Before we start, I can get you Wi-Fi pass.
Trinidad.